This is Triggered.
And you will be.
My dog is snoring next to me because he has to be in here with me. There's no option. So if you hear that, it's not me, it's him. It's him just going to town.
It's always him. He is the problem.
Always him. The whole problem. You just said something when we were off camera, and I'm excited about it. So every now and then, I would say 85% of the time, we know what the other person is doing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And I'm so glad that you have no idea, because I don't even know if you've heard of this, to be quite honest. It's going to be very interesting to see if you have heard of this or not.
Same goes to say about the bonus we released today. If you're interested,
Yeah.
It's the craziest shit. It's the craziest shit.
I apologize to our members right now because I feel like 90% of that whole episode was me going, "What did you just say?
Yeah.
Who?"
Yeah.
No, it was so good. I had never heard of that. I had no idea. So if you want to hear the bonus, hop on over to our social media or our website. You can get the link, become a member. You get ad-free listening, and you get a bonus episode every month, and you get access to our VIP Discord chat. But we also have a Discord chat that is free to everyone. So check it out. Join us. The community literally blows my mind every single day. I love them so much. This weekend was so quiet because everyone was busy.
I know.
And I'm in withdrawals.
I know. You're like, guys, are you guys out living your life?
Could you not? Because I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, so Ash, it's been a while since I started an episode with asking you a question.
Okay.
And I'm asking you this question fully knowing the answer. But our friends don't know. So you need to let them know.
Okay.
Before we get into this case, I just want to preface this entire episode by saying marijuana is legal in Canada.
Yeah.
We can smoke it. We can eat it. Part of, I don't know, our culture, I guess now. Pizza and fucking marijuana. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And it's great. It's a huge industry. And my question for you today, Ashley, is how do you react to marijuana?
No, not good.
Ash is not good on it.
I don't like it.
No, I know.
I am so jealous of the people that can be like, I'm going to smoke a joint and chill. There is no chill for me. I am the least chill on weed. At all. No, I can't handle it. I can eat a gummy that's more CBD to relax my body, but you don't get with a small amount of THC, and it has to be the smallest amount.
The littlest amount.
If I smoked weed.
Yeah, walk us through this.
Initially, I feel it instantaneously, but I feel it in my chest, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Instantly, I'm dying. I'm looking around, and no one else is dying, but in my head, well, this is it. Then the laughing will happen.
Okay.
But the laughing, I think, is also an anxiety response of what is happening to me.
I was going to say, that's actually just how your body reacts to severe anxiety. So
I just make light of everything. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm dying, and I guess I'm just going to be here. It's not good. And then the paranoia kicks in full swing. I don't like the way I feel. How long is this going to last?
Yeah.
I'm tripping balls. I don't understand.
So funny.
The people in my life, everyone I know smokes pot. Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, it just isn't for me. I can't.
Actually, I'm a weed snob.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very particular about, and I have my best friend Jade to thank for this, but I'm very particular about like what strain, what the balance is, what are we looking at? Are we smoking it? Are we ingesting it? What's the best way to do this?
No,
I'm very
there's no way.
snobby when it comes to it. So this plays huge into our episode today. For me, like, I have had bad trips for sure. As a matter of fact, like a few, maybe it was even last year. And you know what? My friend had warned me. She was like, this is a really strong strain. Like, you'll literally just need one puff. And in my head, I was like, okay, but a big puff. No, big mistake. Big mistake. And so, for those of you that don't know, like, we call it greening out, where basically you're not good. And I was not, I was on my back deck, like, thinking, I'm going to throw up. This is going to end poorly. It's not good. And then she got me crackers because I was like, maybe I just don't have enough in my stomach. So she got me crackers. But then I had the pasties. So I was eating the crackers and I was like, this is actually how I die because my mouth is drier than the desert and I can't chew anymore and I can't swallow. So I was like spitting crackers out on my deck. Yeah, it was bad. But once the initial panic passes, because really, and for anyone who's experimenting with marijuana, if this happens to you and you do quote unquote green out, you just have to wait it out because it will pass. Like, you've got maybe 30 minutes to an hour where shit is bad and then it passes and you're okay.
No, you're not though. Like, I'm not okay. Like, I will have that heavy chest right until the next day.
Yeah, but that's like, that is your anxiety.
Yeah.
Just holding on because it's like, oh my God, we're so anxious. We're not good.
No.
Okay. Well, let's get into today's episode so that you understand why we even had this conversation. Because today I want to start with a salad. That's it. That's the whole image.
I should be eating more of those.
I should be eating more of those. My garden is doing great. I'm about to have so many good salads. I want you to picture a stepmom in a kitchen in rural California. It's close to midnight, and she's just trying to get some food into a 16-year-old girl who's been terrified out of her mind for the last 4 hours. So she makes her a salad because that's what you do, right? You're like, all right, I got to get some food into her. You put something green in front of a kid and hope that the ordinary shape of a meal will pull her back down to earth.
That's what you're giving a teenager for comfort food? Like, no judgment, but like,
I mean, maybe.
Like,
maybe
what's wrong with my teenagers? I'm like, here's some ice cream sandwiches and a bag of chips. Good luck to y'all.
Here's some matzo sticks, hun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't burn your mouth. Well, Karlie, who we're talking about today, looks at the bowl of salad and she says, this is the devil's lettuce. Now, I need you to understand something. The girl saying that has smoked weed, which, for those of you that don't know, the devil's lettuce is like a joke of what you can call marijuana.
Yeah.
And she's having not a good experience. And she's looking at the bowl of actual lettuce and she's calling it the devil's lettuce, which like is
I
hilarious.
would die laughing. Yeah.
Right? It's a bit of a stoner joke, except this girl is not joking. She means it. She thinks something is in the room with her.
Oh, no.
And a few hours after that, before the sun is properly up, she walks out the front door of that house wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt and a pair of Vans, leaves her phone behind, leaves her glasses behind, her money, walks past a couple neighbors who will later swear they saw her looking up at the sky. And that is the last anybody sees of Karlie Lain Guse. That was October 13th, 2018. She has not been seen since. She would be 24 years old today. So that's what we're getting into today.
Okay. So here's the thing. When I say I'm tripping balls, I've never hallucinated where I saw something that wasn't there on weed. Mushrooms,
So
yes.
Yeah, I know. So I think this case is going to kind of blow your mind a little bit because it blew my mind. And then obviously at the end of it, we're going to talk about theories.
Before we continue, I do want to preface this by saying,
Mhm.
I do know that if you are suffering or living with, say, an undiagnosed mental disorder and you smoke
Okay.
weed, the weed can cause psychosis. And I know that because I've seen it,
Yep.
but
Hold on to
okay.
that.
Okay.
Hold on to that. Karlie Lain Guse was born on May 13th, 2002, to Lindsay Fairley and Zachary Guse. Everyone calls dad Zach. Her parents split when she was a toddler. Her dad remarried, and from about age 7, Karlie had a stepmom in the picture named Melissa. And I want us to make note of this because a huge amount of the online conversation about this case treats Melissa like a stranger who just wandered into the home one day. This is not the case. She'd been Karlie's stepmom for about 9 years, nearly all of Karlie's remembered life. So before we dive deep into this, keep that in mind. Melissa is not a new character here. She's not they're not trying to figure out how life works with a new stepmom. She's been here for 9 years.
Yeah, she's a comfort person for her.
Yes. Karlie had 2 younger brothers, 9 and 10 at the time. In August of 2018, so about 2 months before she disappeared, the family moved to Chalfant, California. And Chalfant is not a town so much as the rumor of a town. It's in Mono County, out on the eastern side of the Sierra Nevada. It's got roughly 650 people.
Oh, there
We're
ain't nobody
talking
there.
small town. Yeah,
Yeah.
little town. The nearest actual town is Bishop, which is only about 14 miles away, but regardless, and that's where the school and the jobs are. So this is outside of town, a small rural community, and the Guse family lived on Ponderosa Street near White Mountain Estates Road, just off Highway 6. And remember Highway 6 because Highway 6 is basically a character in this story. Okay. So I do want to give you a little bit of background on the family dynamic because it does come into play later. Karlie's mom, Lindsay, had physical custody of Karlie. Lindsay had relocated to Yerington, Nevada, about 160 miles away. And Karlie chose to stay with her dad and stepmom because she didn't want to leave her friends in school.
Fair.
It happens, okay? Split families are always interesting. They're always unique. And that was kind of the situation here. So mom has full custody, but she lives with dad and stepmom, goes to mom when she can, but mom lives about 2.5 hours away. Karlie went to Bishop Union High School. She had a part-time job at the title company where Melissa, her stepmom, worked. People described her as sweet, funny. She was a little bit quiet, kind of introverted, but well-liked. The kind of kid teachers remember for the right reasons, which hasn't always been my story, but here we are. Now, Karlie was 16 and 16 was going a little sideways. And I want to be upfront and honest about this because a lot of times we come on and we're like, oh my God, she was the light of everyone's life. And she was, but Karlie was going through some 16-year-old shit. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
we are well, yes and no. I'm out of that with my daughter now because she's
Mhm.
an adult.
Yeah.
But my daughter at 16,
Yeah.
guys,
Right.
I
It was not a good
literally,
time.
I can't believe I survived that.
And that's exactly when I read this, I saw your daughter and I saw my daughter, honestly, because Karlie had recently been suspended from school for getting caught with weed on campus.
Okay.
Her grades were sliding. She was in counseling as a result, and by all the accounts we have, it was working. Her grades were slowly coming back up. She was not fucking around as much, and things were going okay. It wasn't great, but it was better than it had been. She had a boyfriend, Donald Arrowwood III. What a name. Donald Arrowwood III.
You're someone with that name.
Why am I not Chantal O'Connor III? My family was too disorganized to have a first or a second or a third.
I'm like, who would I be?
We didn't have, that was not our story. Anyway, so he was 17. In the days before she disappeared, her friends said Karlie was having what they called episodes. She was convinced someone was tracking her through her phone.
Oh.
So before what happened, her friends later said, like, she was being real weird. And this was out of the ordinary. This was not normal Karlie. She was constantly talking about how she thought someone was tracking her, that someone had put a tracker on her phone, that they were following her. Now, I do have to be honest about this. Her parents, both of them, Melissa and Lindsay and Zach, said they did not notice anything unusual, which could mean the friends are wrong and they're overreacting. Or it could mean that Karlie was doing what a lot of struggling teenagers do, which is showing the friends the real thing and
Yeah.
hiding it from her parents.
Listen,
So we're not sure.
I know from experience, I'm getting two things here. I'm getting the beginning stages of bipolar where you're
Mhm,
manic and you start
mhm.
getting paranoid, and that usually comes hand in hand with that. But then I'm like schizophrenia. But again, not that you can't start showing signs, but 16 is very young to start showing signs of these things. Usually it happens in like young adulthood. It's not impossible,
Yeah.
but it's rare.
And I know that we always want an explanation. Okay.
Mhm.
Obviously, we always want an explanation. But the truth is, sometimes it's just teenagers being teenagers. It's just teenage bullshit.
The tracker thing, like if you look like people who are in like a manic state or
Mhm.
there's that
Yeah.
paranoid
Yes.
element that it needs to be noted.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. And
Mhm.
what happens later, you're going to be like,
Right.
So it's Friday, October 12th, 2018. Karlie tells Melissa she's going to the high school football game, but Ash, she's not going to the high school football game. She goes to a house party at a trailer park with her boyfriend Donald,
Yes.
which they're going to do this, okay? I know we try to keep them on the straight and narrow. And like, I'm constantly telling my kids, I got to know where you are
Yes.
because 9 times out of 10, everything's going to be fine. But that one time, if you need me, I need to know where you're at, you know? So,
Mhm.
anyways, at the trailer park party, there's another teenager, an 18-year-old named James Doolin. And at that party, Karlie smokes marijuana. At around 8 o'clock, Melissa calls to ask if Karlie needs a ride home from the game. Karlie says no. Donald's got it. He'll drive me. She's completely normal on this phone call, totally fine.
Okay.
30 minutes later, the phone rings again. It's Karlie, and this is roughly what she says to Melissa. Never mind. Hurry up. I changed my mind. Come get me. I'm booking it down Dixon Lane. Hurry. Hurry. I'm scared. Which, even just reading that out, I get chills down my spine because the panic I would feel if I got that phone call from any of my kids.
Oh,
So obviously, Melissa hops in the car. She drives to the trailer park where the party is, and Karlie's not there. She's gone. So Melissa is now driving around a dark rural road at night looking for a 16-year-old. And eventually, she sees a little spot of light moving in the darkness. And that light is Karlie's phone. She's holding it up like a flashlight. She's almost a mile from the party. And Ash, she is running for her life.
okay.
She is booking it.
Okay.
So Melissa pulls up and Melissa's like, get in the car. So she gets in. Melissa says her face was ghost like, dilated pupils, terrified. And Melissa's like, what is going on? Karlie's like, the car is going to kill us. The car is going to kill us. She keeps changing seats. So I want you to picture like Melissa's trying to drive down the road. Karlie, who is 16, so not a baby, is going from the passenger seat to the back seat to the other side, to the
Oh
passenger
my
seat to the back.
God.
And Melissa's like, girl, you got to sit down
Yeah.
and calm down. This is ridiculous. And remind her, Melissa is her stepmama. Okay. She lives with
Yeah.
her. She's known her for 9 years. And she is panicking. Okay. I want to pause and just take a side for a second for the boyfriend's version of this, because Donald talked to a journalist named Doug Carey in 2018. And Doug is the guy who's actually done more real reporting on this case than anybody, so he's going to come up a lot. Donald said, she got scared of the music and she got scared of me.
The music?
Right. And Donald's explanation for this is Karlie hadn't smoked weed in a while, and maybe it triggered something. I don't know.
Still, like, listen, I've smoked enough weed in my day. When I was a teenager, I tried all the weeds. It never ended well for me, but I was a teenager and I was like, let's try this again for the cheap seats in the back. No.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting scared of people or music. If you know, you know.
Yeah. And again, like we were just saying, shrooms? Sure.
Yeah. Could something have been in the weed, like an amphetamine? I don't know.
Right. So we're going to look into that a little bit too. So back to the car. They get back to the house. Zach, her dad, is home from work now. And Zach and Melissa describe this girl just cycling. She's huddled in a corner in a ball 1 minute, telling them she loves them the next, terrified of her own cell phone. Then, like, she was scared of her parents getting too close to her, like, no, back up. And they're like, honey, what is wrong? And she says she doesn't know because she doesn't know. She's just feeling some kind of way.
As a parent, that would stress me out.
Oh my God.
I don't think I could handle that. Seeing your child like that would be...
I know. Oh, the pit in my stomach, this entire case, like I just wanted to hug my kid. So we have to remember, really, she's not delusional. She's still carrying on normal conversations, but she has no story. She's just drowning. She doesn't know why, but she is. So this is when Melissa makes the salad.
Oh,
and she says, the devil's lettuce. And she says, I think something's in the room with us. So now, like, Melissa's like, what in the hell? So it's during this time that Karlie admits she smoked weed at the party.
You don't say, dear.
Yeah. So Zach, dad, is like, okay, you haven't smoked in a while. Maybe it's just that. Maybe you smoked too much. And I felt this next part so deeply in my soul because they make a decision here that a lot of people have spent years judging them for, which is they don't take her to the hospital. And I'm on their side. I'm on their side. And here's why. When I have experienced this with my own kids, and I'm not going to narrow any of them down, but where they've experimented with marijuana and they do smoke too much and they do panic. I know as a full-grown adult who has smoked weed, it's going to get better. You're going to calm down.
Yeah.
There was a situation with an adult, and I'm also not going to call them out, where they smoked too much and they hadn't smoked in a long time. And they begged me to call 911, which obviously I did. And it was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life because literally the paramedic showed up, looked at me, and was like, did you smoke the same thing as him? And I was like, yes. And she looked at this man on the ground and kicked him and said, get up. Okay. Because again,
this story never gets old for me because I can actually picture the entire thing.
Yeah. Because again, it will pass.
But okay. And I know you're on the parent's side. I have a different feeling. I'm not on the parent side on that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So for me, and like, I'm not saying what they did was wrong because
right.
Truly in their heart, their intent was good. They believed this was just a bad trip. However, they don't know where this weed came from. They don't actually know what she smoked. So there could have been something else in that weed that she is having a really bad reaction to. And hindsight is 2020. So for me, I'm just looking at things I've seen in the past. Had I not experienced the things I've seen, maybe I wouldn't have, went to the hospital. But I think knowing what I know now, 100% get in the car, there's something wrong.
I'm going to tell you something now, and I wonder if it changes that for you.
Okay.
So after the salad, which she like picked out a little bit, Melissa takes Karlie to her bedroom and they paint their toenails, they color. Karlie asks Melissa to read her the Bible. They're chill.
Okay. Stop there. Was
Mhm.
she a very religious person?
They were religious, yeah, like not in a very religious way,
Was
but they
this
went to
out of the
church.
ordinary that she
I don't think
wants?
so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And for Christians, of whether they're serious about religion or not, reading the Bible can bring comfort. And I
100%.
wonder if in that moment she was feeling scared, she was feeling not herself, and that was like a comfort thing for her. But very normal. They painted each other's toenails. So she's
Okay.
not. So the thing is, like, yeah, she's acting fucking
But she's
weird,
calming down.
but she's calming, she's going in and out, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I'm like, if my kid is painting toenails and coloring, I'm probably
You're
not
not going to
rushing
the
her to the ER.
hospital.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no. Okay,
exactly.
so you're right. That does change
Yeah,
everything. She's
yeah.
not running around the house still like a lunatic.
No, and at this point, Melissa's like, okay, like she's gonna be okay. She's coming down. Now, this is around the point in time where Melissa takes out her phone and she starts recording. Now, this is not to entrap her. It's not to show anybody or put it on TikTok.
No.
She recorded it because she wanted to play it back for Karlie later when she was sober as a
Yeah.
teaching moment,
Yep.
right? To be like, look at yourself. Look at
Yeah,
what you did to you. Let's
let's
think
not do that.
twice before we do it again. Yeah. So she got 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And I want to be really careful here because this recording has never been fully publicly released. So we have like little excerpts that Doug Carey wrote down while Melissa played it for him in 2018. And details have come out through Dateline and Dr. Phil in the sheriff's office. So this is not me playing you audio. This is me reading you notes taken by a journalist while Melissa played the tape. Okay. Here's what's on it. Karlie says, I really messed up today. And Melissa says, we all do things in life that we regret, drugs especially. Karlie says, thank you. I love you. And Melissa's trying to get her to sleep. Okay, because she's like, God, this girl just needs to lay down. Karlie says, no, I don't want to go to sleep. You're going to kill me. And Melissa says, why would I kill you? That's preposterous. And Karlie says, I'm just thinking all this demonic stuff and I can't help it. Later in that recording, she asks 2 questions. She says, are you going to call 911? And Melissa basically is like, Karlie, I don't see a need to call 911 right now. You're breathing, you're conscious, you're having a conversation with me. If there ever was a medical emergency, of course I'm calling 911. Don't worry about it. And another question she asks is she says, am I going to live until tomorrow? Now,
This poor girl.
Melissa and Karlie stay up until about 3 a.m. talking, and then they both fall asleep in Karlie's bed.
What a good stepmommy.
I know, and she has been, and we'll get into it later, but she's been raked through social media. Okay, it's October 13th, and I want to walk through this slowly because every single minute of this has been picked apart by strangers on the internet for 8 years. 5:48 in the morning. Melissa wakes up briefly. She looks over. Karlie is lying next to her, awake, eyes open, which immediately I hate.
I hate that.
Just
Especially
staring up
from
at the
weed.
ceiling.
Once you start coming down from weed, you essentially should be getting sleepy.
And Melissa goes back to sleep. Somewhere between 7:15 and 7:30, Melissa wakes up again and Karlie is gone. The front door is slightly ajar. She and Zach do the thing that you do. They're like, oh my God, she must have gone for a walk. This kid had a bad night. She couldn't sleep. She got up, went out to clear her head because she's probably feeling better now. They spend about 2 hours driving around White Mountain Estates and the surrounding area looking for her. 9:35 a.m., nothing. Zach calls Lindsay, Karlie's mom, in Nevada. And Lindsay says, call the police right now. After the night you just described to me, like, this is not good. Okay, so now I need to tell you a part of this that broke this case's public perception permanently, and it's this. Melissa lied, not about the big stuff, about the morning routine in her first accounts, which she said, told the police, told officers, told everyone. She said, I got up at 5:45, did my normal thing, got the boys ready for school, and then I opened Karlie's door and found that she was gone. That's what she told everyone first. The actual version is what I just told you.
Why?
So this is a really good question. And she later admitted to it to Dateline and on Dr. Phil. She said she lied because it was an open investigation. And
makes no sense to lie about that.
I was going to say, I'll be honest with you, I don't find her explanation satisfying at all.
I'm not satisfied.
People lie for 1,000 different reasons, and only one of them is murder. Okay, so just because she lied doesn't mean she had anything to do with Karlie's disappearance. However,
it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. And in my head, I was like, was she embarrassed that she slept in? You know, she should have been up getting her boys ready for school. I don't know, but your kid is missing.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, have you ever slept in with your kid on a school day? My kids, I'm sure, have thought, what the fuck is wrong with our mother? Me getting up, holy crap, guys, get up, get up, get up, get up. And I'm running around, here's your toast, here's your shit, put your shoes on.
Eat your
embarrassed about it. I'm a human being.
I know. It doesn't sit well with me.
No.
Because in my mind, police are showing up to figure out where my 16-year-old stepdaughter is. I'm telling them the truth about everything because they're the professionals. Like, anyway.
I don't like this. This is not good.
I don't like it either. In telling these little lies, because they were little lies, she handed every armchair detective in North America a loaded gun pointed at her head. Like, really, the internet went nuts.
Are they little lies?
I know. So, let's get into that at the end when we discuss theories. Okay, no Amber Alert was issued. And I know this upsets people, but the criteria is the criteria. Yeah. There was no evidence of abduction, no suspect, no vehicle description. Like, there was nothing. So Mono County did bring in the FBI and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children because they were such a small sheriff's office. They had limited resources. Investigators went through the house. No forced entry. Karlie's phone is still there. Her glasses, her money. This is a 16-year-old in 2018. They're not running away without their phone or money or her glasses so she could see. You would not get far, Ash.
Guys, I would get out the front door and be calling Chantal. I'd be doing the Macaulay Culkin. Chantal would be calling the police. She can't see without her glasses.
And that was the thing. Like, they were like, okay. They went through her phone and her social media and they did find something. They found a text she sent to her boyfriend indicating that the weed she smoked, she believed, had been laced with something. And we'll come back to that. But here's the thing. Similar to my situation, how come everyone else was fine? They all smoked from the exact same joint.
We can't ignore the fact that her friends said she was showing paranoid, delusional behavior. So that is a huge point to be noted. Like, you can't forget about that.
Okay. Then there are the sightings. There were 3 of them total that morning. Witness 1, a man named Richard Eady, retired, used to work for the LA County Sheriff's Office. So this is a guy who, like, knows his shit. He lived down the street on Ponderosa. He says sometime between 6:30 and 6:45 in the morning, he saw a tall, slender female with long hair walk past the house. And he said she was looking up, looking around at the sky.
But this guy could have been like, this kid is high off her bean looking for fucking aliens.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing. So he saw it, didn't know that we were looking for a missing girl at this point. This was before Melissa even woke up and realized she was gone.
Yeah.
All right. Witness 2, a man named Kenneth Dutton, a school teacher who lived around the corner. He says he saw Karlie walking down the street toward Highway 6, holding a piece of paper in her hand. He says, I know her.
Yeah.
I saw her. So he's not describing a slender girl with long hair. He knows Karlie. He recognized her. Witness 3 was never publicly named, but it was someone who was out to cut firewood who reported seeing a girl matching Karlie's description standing in the vicinity of White Mountain Estates Road and Highway 6 behind a barbed wire fence. So you put those 3 together and you get a track.
Mhm.
Investigators conclude that Karlie was last seen walking south roughly 30 yards east of Highway 6, about 100 yards south of Sierra View Road. And then nothing. The search was massive. And this is really important because I want you to fully understand this wasn't like a group of people going out. We're talking helicopters, half a dozen scent dogs, cadaver dogs, searchers on horseback, off-road vehicles, upward of 60 personnel plus search and rescue volunteers.
Yeah.
They combed the desert and the area around Bishop. One neighbor described it as a quiet little community that turned into ground zero for a couple of days.
And was there a large body of water near here?
No, we're
You
in the
said
desert.
so yeah, okay. So
And Ash, they found nothing. Not a shoe, not a scrap of fabric, not that piece of paper, not a footprint.
what do you mean?
The official search was suspended on October 25th, but private searches continued for months. And a week after she disappeared, the sheriff's office did something smart. They set up a checkpoint on Highway 6 at the
Okay.
same time of day, and they stopped drivers. About 50 people said, yes, I drove through here on October 13th at this time. Not a single one of them remembered seeing a girl walking along the road. 50 people on an empty desert highway very early in the morning. Okay,
This
are
doesn't
noticing.
make sense.
You are noticing a slender teenage girl in a white t-shirt walking along the shoulder.
Well, yeah.
Even if it didn't live in your conscious, it was in your subconscious. So when
Because
they
it's
were stopping
irregular,
them,
right?
exactly, someone would have said, oh, actually, I do
Yeah.
remember seeing a girl walking along the side of the road. Nobody.
The thing
Okay.
is, in a rural area,
Mhm.
like it's so different. So where I live, if someone was like, hey, did you see
Yeah.
a person?
Mhm.
I see those every minute of the day. So nothing would ever strike me as unique or would stand out in my mind. But this is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
She doesn't belong there.
Okay. So it's funny that that's your story. Yesterday, I had to go to Home Depot twice, which was the worst thing ever. But anyway, and I live in a much larger town than this town, but it's not often someone's walking on the side of the highway. And like, I remember the person I saw walking on the highway yesterday
Right.
because it's a one way
Yeah.
each way. I had to move aside to make sure that they were safe. So I do remember that, which is why when I read that, I was like, no, you would know. You would have remembered seeing a
Mhm.
teenage girl. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about science because a lot of people are arguing this. And basically it's what happened to Karlie, a thing that weed does. And the internet has 2 camps and both of them are wrong. Because one
Oh.
camp says, absolutely not. Weed doesn't do that. Weed makes you giggle and eat Doritos and therefore she
Mhm.
was drugged or lying.
No.
Wrong. Camp 2 says, obviously it does. Everyone's had a bad high. Calm down. And the actual answer is that this is real. It is documented. It's not common. And Karlie was in almost every single risk category we know about. So we're going to lay it out a little bit just so that we have the science behind it. So, number one, cannabis-induced paranoia is extremely well documented. And our good friend Ashley has experienced this.
Yep.
Depending on the study, somewhere between 15 and 53% of people who use cannabis report experiencing paranoia at some point. That is not a fringe outcome. That's a coin toss.
Yeah.
Like you're either having a good time or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And actual hallucinations get reported by somewhere between 3, and this blew my mind, and 27% of users.
I've never hallucinated.
I've never hallucinated on weed. Come on.
Although there was one time I
You would be the 3%.
My friend and I, her sister gave us a joint, and she was like, girls, she was the older sister, we were young. Girls, take like 1 or 2 puffs. Do not smoke this whole thing. And we were like, we're smoking the whole thing because we're teenagers.
Here we go.
When I tell you the level of illusion that we were when we walked out of that forest, we went to our friend's house. And here's the thing. I distinctly remember going there and walking, and she lived in like a bungalow, like a 1-level home.
Okay.
I remember standing at the front of the hallway. There was 3 doors, but I felt like I was in like Alice in Wonderland because it looked to me like the hallway went on forever and there were thousands of doors.
Well, that's terrifying.
So I was hallucinating, but I knew I was like, I'm just high as fuck right now. I got to find the right door. And
Right.
So,
So basically, the science says the severe version that Karlie had is rare. There was a huge international study over 230,000 cannabis users that looked at what researchers call cannabis-associated psychotic symptoms, severe enough to require emergency medical treatment. These include hallucinations, paranoia, the whole shebang. But that number was about 0.47%.
yeah.
Which still isn't unheard of. Like, it's totally possible that's what she had going on. Now, number 3, Karlie was in the risk group. All of it. She hit everything. So the same study broke out who was most likely to have one of these episodes. Young people, check. Yep. People using high potency product, which we're assuming that it was strong weed.
Yeah.
People with pre-existing anxiety.
Yep.
And infrequent users. So she literally hit every risk point to have a reaction like this. So it's not unheard of. Like this is what it's looking like it was.
Okay.
And number 4, and nobody really talks about this, the weed is not the weed anymore. And I think you and I have had a conversation about this privately. The DEA has been analyzing seized cannabis for decades. In 1995, average THC content was around 4%. By 2014, it was 12%. And by 2017, samples were coming in around 17%. So the weed we smoked is not the weed these kids are smoking. So we have to, as parents especially, we have to keep that in mind because we look at it as we all smoked weed when we were in high school. We all experimented with it. But the potency is completely changed.
It's really
not what we
interesting
had.
you say that because a friend of mine, her husband is Jamaican. He lives in Jamaica part-time. And he's living his, Rastafarian life. He's smoking his weed and just living his best life over there. But when he came to Canada, he was like, what is this? The weed here is different. And,
Absolutely. And even the weed in the United States, like when we go down there and if we smoke, It's not the same. The
Really?
potency is different. Yes. Yeah, it's not the same at all. As a matter of fact, I'm so sorry, US. I think ours is better. I
I
just
don't
have a
know.
better experience. But anyway, I don't know. Who knows? Uh, okay, the last thing on the weed that I want to talk about is the laced theory. I have discredited this completely because everyone else who smoked that joint was perfectly fine. Not one of them said it was a weird high. Not one of them said I went home and was paranoid. None of them.
To play devil's advocate on that theory, if everyone knew, hey, let's lace this with, I don't know, fucking meth or coke or whatever they're doing nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah.
And everyone expects that feeling. Well, they're not going to admit to that.
Yeah.
So that to me, I'm like, we can't even rule that out.
Here's the thing though, and this is the recurring, I don't know, thump of a drum in the back of my head during this whole case. When she left the house, so she left between 5:48 and 7:30 a.m. Okay. When she called Melissa the night before, it was 8:30 p.m. when she called her to come get her and she was freaking out. You're not high anymore.
That's true. And it doesn't matter what you took.
I was going to say, I don't care what you took, what you smoked, you're not high anymore. If at 8:30 p.m. you were high as balls, by 6 a.m.
Yeah. Unless it was LSD, but no, you're not smoking LSD.
But even
maybe are you smoking LSD?
Well, maybe. Even still, you're not high anymore.
No, you're
so
not.
Where did you go? Where did you go in a dazed, confused state?
Well,
okay.
Everything points to a mental illness.
Sure, absolutely. But the question that we keep going over and over and over again is, but where did she go? Because, Ash, we're going to get into the theories now of what happened, and then we can talk about what we think. So theory one, no. They say she wandered into the desert and died of exposure. No. They would have found her.
Yeah.
Went a huge search, okay, funded by the FBI. And I went through it earlier.
Bones.
Helicopters. Heat. Oh my God. What is it called? Thermal searching
thermal
radars
imaging?
Or whatever. I don't know. Whatever it is.
The things.
We do true crime. We know things. I just can't. There were cadaver dogs. There were scent dogs, horseback ATVs. Come on. There were people who were ranchers and hikers and knew the terrain and knew where to look and knew where she could have fallen into. They never found anything. They still haven't found anything. So no, that's a no for me. Theory two, and this is the only one that actually makes sense, okay? She got into a vehicle, willingly or not.
Yeah.
And this is the one that most investigators seem to quietly land on because Highway 6 is right there. It runs north into Nevada, and about 30 miles up that road, you cross a state line, and about 100 miles up, you hit Tonopah. In March 2021, Mono County got a call. A witness claimed to have seen Karlie at a party in Tonopah. So that's 100 miles away.
And this partying it up?
This is 3 years after.
I don't think so.
Investigator Jason Pelikowski confirmed that authorities located a vehicle that may have been used to pick Karlie up from alongside Highway 6. But they never really went on about this. So the FBI and Mono County have both confirmed that the Tonopah angle is actively being investigated. And that's where the public information stops, which either means it went nowhere or it means it's somewhere and they're not telling us.
So there
is
a chance, okay, so say she was suffering from some mental illness, she gets in a car with someone and she's still out there suffering, unmedicated, untreated. And that is not a story that is unheard of. You go to any major city and you find people living on the streets that are clearly suffering from mental illness, that are not treated. Yeah. Who's to say a lot of these people have family looking for them, but they're just blending in random cities because They're unwell.
I know. And the unfortunate thing is there weren't any security cameras northbound side of Highway 6 in 2018. So if a car did take her,
Yeah.
we'll never know.
No.
I think that's the theory that I land on. But Ash, I'm about to tell you one that's going to make you feel like you're in some kind of daytime drama.
Okay.
Because Lindsay, Karlie's mom,
Uh-huh. Okay.
thinks she died in the house and Zach and Melissa covered it up. And I want to handle this with the utmost care because Lindsay is a mother whose daughter is
Yeah.
gone. She is allowed to think whatever the fuck she wants, respectfully.
But also, listen, as a mother myself, intuition isn't always wrong.
I know.
So I don't want to discredit her completely.
And I'm going to tell you what she told Dr. Phil in May 2019. And it kind of makes sense, guys.
Okay.
Because she said, I believe my daughter had a fatal drug overdose. And she believes that when Melissa saw Karlie lying there with her eyes open, she was dead.
And that's why she lied.
And that's why she lied about the whole, what time she woke up, when she woke up, whatever. She also told Nancy Grace in 2018 that she'd heard 4 or 5 different stories from Melissa, which is not a good look.
So
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Maybe, and again, this is just a theory. This poor girl is tripping balls. She's freaking out. Things got out of hand. There are so many ways that she could have passed in that house. Whether it be intentional or not. My
so many ways.
Theory would be unintentionally.
I think so too.
And
they seemed like a loving family. Yeah.
Yeah. And because there is no reason why there would have been a lie. So something's being covered up.
Okay, now, this is all fine and good, except for the fact that 3 eyewitnesses saw
her there.
But those who subscribe to the Karlie died in the house and they covered it up say it was Melissa staging it. Now, Melissa and Karlie, it could be.
I don't know. Girl, the teacher who recognized
this is the one thing that gets me is that teacher who knew her, you would have to have really done a great job of looking like Karlie to pass.
Here's the thing. No amount of Botox. You're not looking like a teenager as much as we like to think we do.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, it wasn't close. If we're playing this game, okay, that Karlie died in the house, Melissa was pretending to be Karlie walking down the street, okay? If you put on your daughter's clothing that I know your daughter wears, okay, from far away, from a different angle, from whatever, early morning, blah, 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 could I mistake you for your kid? And the answer is, yeah, I could.
I don't need that. This does not hit for me. It just seems unlikely someone is going to do that because she doesn't know if it's going to work. I don't know. It just seems far-fetched.
This is when I went down the Reddit hole on this, I was like, I got to get out of here. This isn't for me.
The Reddit
holes not the place for me. Because literally people are commenting it wasn't Karlie, it was Melissa running around in hopes people would think it was Karlie. Karlie was long dead by then.
At that time of morning, you're not even guaranteed to be seen. You're not even walking. No.
Okay. No. There is also a woman in North Carolina who identified herself as a licensed psychotherapist.
Yeah.
She said in every single interview that Melissa has done, which there have been many, her eyes shift constantly, indicating lying.
I know. And there's that.
So it's and Ash and I are not coming on here and saying we believe one of we have no idea.
We don't fucking know.
This is a mystery.
But
I think you're right. Like,
but could it be, so if I say to you, there's also this theory, and I don't know if you read it on Reddit or whatever, but if I say to you, there's a missing girl and she was last seen on your road, your brain can say, wait a minute, I did see a girl. Wait a minute. Like, you can plant an image in someone's brain. It's super easy to do that. So did these people actually see her, or maybe another teenager, somebody completely unrelated, which seems more plausible than the alternative that Melissa was running around. Like, come on.
I know. So there's zero evidence for this next theory, but we have to consider it because this whole industry thrives on there being no evidence. And it's that she was trafficked. Someone saw her alone early morning, picked her up, and she is somewhere
Yeah.
being trafficked.
I mean,
which explains the never finding a body, never finding a shoe, never finding a footprint. They did not find a footprint in the desert, which is like,
which also
saying a lot.
Can account for seeing her at a party. You could be at a party and not know that the person standing in front of you is being trafficked. They're not going to say it. Damn.
Okay. So there are a few loose threads, and then we're going to wrap this up because it's already gone a long time. In December 2018, searchers found bloody underwear near Coyote Scat out in the desert. It was collected for testing, and then it was sent to the wrong facility. It ended up in the California Department of Justice instead of where it was supposed to go. The sheriff's office has since said they do not believe it's connected to Karlie.
Okay.
But the sentence, it was sent to the wrong facility, will live in my head forever, because why? And also what? Now, my theory is, and they'll never get into the details of this, but my theory is if they don't believe it was connected to Karlie, probably wasn't her size, probably wasn't her underwear that she wore. I don't know, but we have to put it out there because it is a loose thread that's going around on the internet. So the recording is the other bit I want to talk to before we wrap up. 8 minutes and 45 seconds. It exists. Karlie's mother has asked for it to be released publicly. It has not been. And there is this like painful online discussion where people are like, was that big part of this case? Remember, on that recording, she said, I'm afraid to go to sleep because you're going to kill me.
That's right.
We look at it and we go, she was paranoid. She was freaking out. Was it never released publicly? Like her own mom wants it out there. Was it never released publicly because there is incriminating stuff on there?
I mean, very, like, obviously it's not a good look. You're afraid of your step parent, but also if you talk to the kids from earlier that night, she was afraid of the music. She was afraid of the car. She was like afraid of her boyfriend. Like there's no, there's really no meat in that to me.
Yeah. I know. So to wrap this up, we don't know where Karlie is.
Yeah.
There's no body. There's no trace of her. She has not been heard from. She has not been seen since 2018. The FBI is offering a reward for information leading to her location. Guys, please, we have listeners from all over the world, okay? Please, I have photos of Karlie up on our social media. I've got video of Karlie up on our TikTok. Please go, have a look, study her face. Does she look familiar?
Yeah.
Even if you're like, oh, she kind of looks like the barista at my coffee place, but like that's impossible because her name is Tiffany. Do me a favor and just call. They're not going to interrupt Tiffany's life. They're literally just going to, in the background, do a little research, have a little look.
Hey, you look like someone.
Hey, you know, most of the time, here's the thing, guys, and this is disturbing, so I'm sorry. Most of the time, you would not believe how many times your past has been looked into and you didn't even know it. Because you looked like someone, or you looked like you were with somebody, or you looked like you were hanging out with somebody, you know, like you have no idea. A lot of times it happens in the background. It's probably not going to interrupt their life
Nope.
in any way, shape, or form. So just, I'm going to put the number that you can call in our show notes. Just, I don't know, guys, keep an eye open. This girl just vanished. So she was, you know, Highway 6. Then apparently she was seen at a party in Tonopah. I might be saying Tonopah wrong. Tonopah. I don't know, guys. But have a look at her photo. Make a call if she looks familiar. If you know, suddenly this woman showed up out of nowhere and she looks like her, like make the call. It can be anonymous. Nobody wants anything to do with you. We just want to know where Karlie is. So that is the very disturbing and mysterious disappearance of Karlie Guse.
Well, thanks for
And
that.
I do feel for her family deeply because I can't imagine going through this. Yeah, there's no closure, there's no answers. So I do wish them the best in all things. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate every single one of you. This journey is literally a dream come true for Ash and I.
Yeah.
And we just love that we can come here every Tuesday and Friday and talk at y'all. So thank you for listening. We love you. And we'll see you all on Friday.
Friday.
Bye-bye.